Alright, so guys, this is where we stopped as at yesterday. Okay, so I want us to now start building our web pages. As we go, I'm going to explain more tags to you guys. So this assignment, I'm going to paste it at the top. This was the assignment I gave you guys yesterday, right? And there's an error somewhere. I'm going to cut this, and then we want to build a very nice web page today. So I'm going to paste it at where I have my notes, so I will know day one assignment. Okay, shift control / day one assignment. All right, so back to where we were. So right now I want to use this whole page to build my portfolio. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to, okay, I'm still going to use this. Yesterday I taught you guys how to link something to another page, and I also taught you guys how to bring an image. So today I want to write about me, and I want to be like, welcome back to my page. My name is Omoye and I'm a software engineer, blah 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 blah. So after this event, I told you guys to bring an image, and this is what I'm expecting you to do. Come and put your image tag. After your image, your source. Immediately after your source, I'm expecting an alternative key. An alternative, this one, we use it in place of if your image is not showing. This one always shows, okay? In case if your image is broken, this one will show. And I want to name it my photo. Right? So after now, I'm going to close it, and I have stuff like this. Now I want to show you something on my screen. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to move this side by side. All right, I love working, so you guys will see what I'm doing. And then let me see what we are doing right now. Okay, I hope you guys can see my screen, right? All right, I hope so. So all right, so here is my, let me short this a little, and let me short this a little. All right, okay, that's fine. I think you guys should be able to see well now. Yeah, I think so. So I want you guys to be able to see what is on my screen. Remember that I put an image here immediately after my paragraph, and here is my image. So you guys can see that the image is broken. Right here is broken. Why my image and the anchor tag is staying on the same line? Because they are both an inline element, just like span, just like this span. So all images and all anchor tag, they are inline elements. Span is an inline element, and I told you that div is a block level element, which means that they take up the whole space, but span will only complete it. The write-up must finish to the end of the line before it starts in another line. Okay, but this one, wherever the word stop, it automatically take up the whole space. So right now, what I want you guys to do, I want to show you something, because we are going to write here a whole lot of things. We are going to write here, and then we are going to modify our page today. So first and foremost, you see this image that I added yesterday, this old stuff, I'm going to remove it because I don't need it. So I'm going to save, and it's off my page. Now this is all I have. I want to bring an image, but before I bring an image, I want to show you guys how to change the background of your image. Now before I move further, the reason why I want to change the background of my image is because I want to turn this entire page to be black, not white. I don't want white, so I want it to be entirely black. So I want my image to have a background color of black. How can I achieve that? Go to your Canva. If you have a Canva Pro, it's going to work. But if you do not have a Canva Pro, it's not going to work. Okay, so go to your Canva and click on, let me open this, click on create design in Canva. When you click on it, click on upload files. Okay, so after clicking, go to where the image you want to use is. For instance, if this is the image I want to use, I'm going to do this. You can see the image. I'm going to click on edit image. Now we have to wait for this image to finish loading so that we can use the tools we want to use. So while we are waiting for the image to load, I want you to do something, right? I want you to go over to your VS Code and create a style sheet. Remember how we created HTML, right? Now click on files, or if yours is showing your folders that you've put here, you have your CSS folder, right? Right click on the folder, right click on the folder. Right click means where your bar menu is, your left and right. So you right click this way, right click on the CSS folder and click on create file. Create a file, name it style.css. For me, I can only create it this way, so I'm going to save first. As I'm about to save, I want to save it inside as CSS. So save yours, right click on the CSS folder like this, right click on it and what? Save, create a file, name the file style.css. So for me, I'm going to name mine from here. Sorry, I'm going to first enter into the folder, which means I double click on it, then style.css. Okay, so that's it. I have my style sheet now. Now the next thing I want to do is to link my style sheet to this page. Remember yesterday when I was teaching you guys, I told you the importance of this link. I told you this link a file into another file. Why this one will link your page to an external page, or linking a page to another page, or linking your page to an external web page. But for this one just link a file into another file. It's connecting two files together within the document, within your project. It does not go outside of your project. But this one, through this feature called target, which is blank, it goes outside of your web page. Okay, we did an example of that yesterday. So right here you are going to write link. So when you write link, you have REL, which is your reference point. You have this, which is your attribute, your reference attribute. So what this is telling us what kind of style sheets, what kind of projects are you linking to this page. So this is what style sheet, that's what will be here. And here is going to be the link of your style sheet. I told you guys yesterday that when the directory of your project, when your project is in the root, we got to look for that project. Mine was, what happened? Why is it showing this way? Fear catch me. Alright, don't mind me. So this is our project anyway. So from here, this is our HTML. This is where we were. This is where we are going to, because the style sheet we want to open is right inside our CSS, right? All right. So because of that, I'm going to start with what? Dot slash. You can see the moment I put dot slash, it's showing me asset, it's showing me the CSS, and it's showing me the style sheet. So right now I've connected my style sheet to this. Why am I connecting style sheet to this project? Because all the styling I want to give to the web page, all the styling, sorry, okay, I think this is done. Let me quickly explain this. all the styles I want to give to this web page, I can only do that in my CSS here. It's not like I can't style here, which is the one we call inline styling. But the truth is, if you style in this page, it's going to make your code to be very long. So it's best to have an external style sheet here. Okay, and if you decide to style inside of your project, always style at this place. Your style sheet should be in your project, but I would, like I said before, I'm going to advise you to always have a style sheet outside of your project, so your project will not be too long. Okay, all right. If that is cleared and that is noted, but if you want to do an inline, you can have it here. Just do something like this. Style, that's going to be the tag. Okay, so whatever you want to style, you can style. Let's say body, you want to style your body to be background color. All right, so I'm going to explain this background color. Now whenever I want to style in CSS, or whenever I want to style in CSS, we use the thing you want to style in a curly braces. Why are we using curly braces? That is the instruction. CSS uses curly braces. Why HTML uses what? Angle brackets. Okay, so in the body, when I mean body, I mean this body, the body which our web page, we talked about it yesterday, right? I want to style this body, which is the entire body of my web page. What I want to do is I want to give it a background color of black. So let's do that. You can see all the things on the web page automatically changes to what? Black. So I want to give it color of white. All right, so color of white. So yeah, you guys will see what will happen. Okay, it's telling me that it is loading. Okay, so peradventure when it's done loading, it's gonna did I press something? All right, I did. All right, so this is it. When I gave it a color of white, it shows a color of white. But having your style inside here doesn't really make any sense. We don't need it there, because imagine us writing about 1,000 lines of code. It doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. So it's best you have an external style sheet here, and then just link it. I'm going to save. Oh my gosh, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to save, and it should give us the same result, right? Yes, it will. Why? Because I've already added it here. Okay, so you guys can see it's looking nice, right? So what I wanted to do was to bring my image here. So let's go back to Canva. This Canva, I want to remove the background color, because this image is having like a background color of white, and it will not suit what I wanted to achieve on my page. So I want to remove the background color right now. So we're going to wait for it to load. Okay, we're taking it bit by bit. Okay, while we're waiting for that to load, we can continue to style our page. Now I want you guys to see something, that the whole of our page is now black. So I want this welcome to be I want this welcome to be at the center of my page, and I want this my name is Omoye, I'm a software engineer, blah 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 blah, to be at this side of my page. So I want to have my image here, and I want to have this whole paragraph text here, and I want to have this at the center of my page. So this is what I'm going to do. Because you want to style this, you have to give it a class name. Why am I going to give it a class name? I'm giving it a class because there might be many H1 on my page, and there might be many P's on my pages, on my page, and there might be many, anything you want to do, it might be a repetition. So in order for my style to understand which one I want to give the styling to, I have to, I have to give it a class. So this is not how we code any which way. The first thing you're supposed to do is to section my page. Now I'm going to talk about sectioning because before I start going to styling, I'm supposed to talk about sectioning. Now in this entire page, I want to have a navigation bars, I want to have my body, and I'm going to have my footer. Don't worry if you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm going to show you a project that will make you understand what I'm saying. So let me click on sheet code. So I'm going to use that to explain. While that is loading on the background, let's check our image. Now my image background has disappeared. So I want to change, I want to reduce the height because I don't need those empty spaces. And then I want to reduce this side. I don't want too much of the table to show. I just want it to look so classy and so nice. I think this is better, right? Okay, so with this we can put it done. After we do done, we save our image. I'm going to download that. Okay, while that is downloading, let me show you what I mean. Oh, I feel like it's my network any which ways. Alright, so what I mean is I'm going to show you how to section your page so you understand. I wanted to show you guys so that you guys can be seeing what I'm saying, but unfortunately what I'm saying here, does this have a footer? All right. Let's work on our page since we can't get what we want. So you're going to section your page into 3. What do I mean? You're going to start with header. Header is the part of your page that is always here. Let me see if this opens. Good. So this part that has sheet code and all of these things is what is the header part. This is the header part. This is the header part. This part that used to have about me, location, whatever. So from this place to the end of this place is what? Is your what? Is your body. Okay? This is the main. Remember, everything is your body. So this to this place is your main. And then you have your footer. Sorry, to this place is your main. And then you have your footer. So you can see this is a whole footer. Their footer is big. Yes. But this whole place like this is called an header. Okay? So that is what we are trying to create. We want to create an header here. We want to create our main, and then we want to have our footer. So this is our header. The next thing I told you should create is your main. Then the next thing I want you to create is your footer. Okay, so simple. Now I'm going to cut all of these explanations that I did because I don't need it. You might need it. Okay, I don't need it, so I'm going to put it before my assignment so I will know what I've taught you guys. I'm going to go down, page down. You don't need to do all those things. It's not like it's a must. All right, so I'm going to cut. I don't want to keep cutting, so I'm going to do Ctrl V here. I'm going to cut this one. I'm going to put it right here. So I'm going to cut this off. Let's go put it at the top before my day 1 assignment. I want to know how many assignments I've given you guys. So all the things I don't need, they are there. Okay, so basically this is what I have. Now in my header, I think we should start from the header before I go to the main, right? Which is the nice thing to do. So I'm going to cut all of these that I have here because I might still need them. Let me take this up so you see what I'm doing. I'm going to cut all of this. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to put it in the main section. Every other thing is going to be in the main. So every other thing is going to be what? In the main. I'm going to show you guys what is going to be in the footer. So basically, I'm cutting and pasting everything in the main. Now, what is going to be in your footer is just like people contacting you, and just like a summary of your entire page. Do you get your social media icon could be there, or it could be at the top, whichever. So right now, in order not to confuse you guys, this is actually in the main. Okay, so in the main we have all our write-ups. Now I want us to have a section. In the main we have sections. It means that on your pages you might have different things. Like in Shiko.io, they have a section where they talk about, okay, this is a section they talk about what this web page is all about. They have a section again. If you scroll down, you're going to see another section where they talk about how they are being recommended by people. If you scroll down again, you're going to see different things. So that is what a section is. A section talks about a particular thing. Each section talks about a particular thing. So that's what we want to do, and that's the right way you should structure your project. Okay, so I want to have first, I don't know how many sections I'm going to have, but as I'm teaching you, we'll be having a section. Okay, all right. So the first section I want to have, I want to call it my intro. So I'm going to give it first an ID and put it intro. All right, because I want this to be a one-page thing. Okay, I'm going to explain one page thing as we go. And then inside my section, I want to have a div. A div is just like a container where all other things will be inside. So this is a container. A div is also a container. So this is like a grandparent, and this div is the parent. Why? Because of, I want to give this my project a kind of amazing thing. Okay, so I'm going to give this project 2 divs. The reason is because I want to make this word here and my image to be side by side. I want to make this word and the image to be side by side. I cannot make it side by side if this one is not in a div. My image should be in a div. These 2 divs should be in a bigger div. Get what I'm saying? This, my write-up is going to be in a div. My image is going to be in a div. Both this and this is going to be inside a bigger div. So that was what I was trying to explain here. This div right now that I just created is the what? Is the parent of this. This is child A. My image is child B. Child A and child B are inside their parent. So this div is the parent. I want to copy a div. I know I have a div somewhere. This is another div. Ctrl X is for copying. This is me pasting it here. This is another div. So this is div 1. This is child 1. Let me put it this way so you get what I'm saying. And then I'm going to have a div for what? Child 2. Is it clear? So this is what? The parent div. I'm going to give it a class and call it parent div. Is that clear? So this is a parent div and this is child div. So I'm going to give this a class of what? Child 1. Okay. Why are we using div? We are using div because it is a block level element. It's going to put all of this together in one place. It's going to, image is going to be in one place. So that's why we are using div. You know, span would have joined everything together, right? So that is why we are using a div. Okay, class child 2. Is it clear? So we have a parent. If you are light on this, it's going to show you we have a parent. Inside the parent, we have a parent. Inside the parent, we have a child 1 and we have a child 2. I told you I want my image to be at this side and my text to be at this side. Or perhaps your text could be here, then your image could be here. Me, I want my image to be here, and then I want my text to be here. So first, in the child 1, that's where I want my image to be. I'm going to give an image tag. Oh, I already written one before earlier. So I'm going to go over to where I wrote it and I'm going to cut the image. Alright. So basically, yeah, that's where I want my image to be. As you can see, my image have moved. Alright. Now, I want my text to be in child 2, right? So I'm going to open up child 2 and then I'm going to paste everything in child 2 about my paragraph here. Alright. So basically you can see child 2 have gone up, my image is up, and they are not together anymore. They are not what? Together. So this click my link. Let me scroll down a little. I want to cut it and make sure that it is what? It is right here after the P. So you can see this one was by the side of this before, but because I have grouped them into a div, it's no longer going to meet this. Why? Because it is in what class of what? Child 2. It's under child 2, so it has to stay within the parent container. So child 2 is a parent of this one. So in that scenario, parent div will become a grandparent to this right up. Do you understand? This is a parent to what is inside, meaning parent div will become a grandparent to what it's inside here. I mean to the paragraph and to the A. If that is clear, this welcome to my web page. I want it to be above this and this. So the best thing I will do is to create a div. Remember that we are still in one section, working in a section, right? So before this parent container, that is the parent of this and this, I want this to be above. So this is like the elder brother to this div. All right, so I'm going to create a div. I want it to be in a div. Okay, it's not necessary if you don't want, but I love to structure my works. Okay, so I want it to be in a div. What do I want it to be in a div? I want this whole thing to be in a div. Welcome to my page. All right, so I'm going to basically copy that in between here, and I'm going to call this class of what? Class of what? Senior child. Senior is just like an uncle, so senior uncle, or uncle to child, uncle to child. Why am I using all these word names? So that you can get it. This is an uncle to child 1 and child 2, but intro give birth to both this and this. Okay, all right, so I'm going to save that and you're going to see what happens. It has automatically gone to the top. Okay, so it has gone to the top. This image is right here, child 1. This is at my what? Child 2. My name is Omoye, blah 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 blah. So I do not need all this break tags anymore, because I want everything to be together, and I'm going to save that. And so you can see paragraph text, everything is now in one place. All right, sorry, I wanted to make them side by side. Okay, so you can see everything is now in one place, right? So back to what I wanted to teach you guys today, styling. We've styled our page to be black. We've gone to remove the background color of our image and we want to save it. So I've downloaded. All right, so once it's finished downloading, we can continue. But me, I have an image I want to use, so I'm going to go over to my download. I'm going to check. So this was the first image I downloaded, this one, and then I want to copy it. You can as well cut it, but for me, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go over to where my project is. That's this one, right? Where's the project we're working on? We're supposed to be ATA class, no, first class one. All right, so I'm going to go over to my assets, go over to your image, and just paste it right there. So this is the image I want to use, and then I'm going to rename it to my image. Or I can just call it mine, and then it's automatically what saved. Now I want to bring my image to this side. How do I do that? I'm going to have to call it here. Okay, so I told you guys, anytime you want to bring your image, you do dot slash, okay, asset image mine, and then we save it. Let's see what happens. Oh my gosh, oh, you can see. I want you guys to see something. It actually buttress every part of my body. But can you see that the background is gone? For this, it has a background, obviously. It wasn't very cleaned, but you guys can see that my background is gone. So gone, way gone, way gone, way gone. All right, but my image is so big, it's bigger than my page. So what I'm going to do right now is to go over to my styling. Now this is our image tag, right? And this is a div. So we're going to call the parent, the child. I told you this becomes a what? A parent tag. And because this is the child, image is the child of child 1. So we are going to copy child 1. We want to go and style the image. I love to address the parent, then the image, okay? This is for me. Since we use a class, we're going to start by what? Putting a dot. Dot is used to represent class in CSS. Dot child 1 what? Image. I'm addressing child 1 image. It means I'm addressing the child of child 1. Okay, all right, so I'm going to do this first. If you want to reduce the width of this, like how wide it is, right, I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to do the width. You address the width to be 300 pixels. Can you see what happens? It becomes smaller in terms of width. But look at the height. The height is still giving me a full stuff. I don't want that. I want it to be shorter than what it is. So I'm going to use an height of 300 pixels. Can you see what happens? It becomes shorter, but it's not looking nice. Okay, it's not looking nice. So I'm going to increase this to 400. Let's say it looks like it's better, right? Or can I say 500? All right, so this is better. It's looking nicer. So basically, this is what I can do to make it so beautiful. Now I want to address something. I don't like the fact that it's here, but don't worry, we'll address it. Remember that I told you guys that I want my image and my text to be side by side, right? So in order to do that, I told you that this child 2 is the parent of P and A, and then child 1 is the parent of what? Image. So we are going to address the grandparent, because the grandparent is one hosting child 1 and child 2. So grandparent, any container, I'll call this container holding this and this container is what we are going to address. So because I want to address child 1 and child 2, I'm going to address their what? Parent div. So ensure first, copy this parent div, come down here, dot, paste it, your curly braces, and then what you want to do, you have two options. Either to display, use a display of grid, or sorry about that, it's either you use a display of grid or you use a display of flex. I'm going to advise, whatever you're going to do in front end, always use grid or flex. The choice is yours. I'll go for grid, because grid in time like this gives a better result for me personally. So grid, I'm going to use grid template column, and I'm going to use 1FR. 1FR means I want one fraction of this and I want one fraction of this. So let's save it. Let's see what happens. Oops, what happens? Let's scroll up and see. These are now what? Side by side. But if you look at it, this is at the top, starting from where this is starting. But I want it to be a little bit down, okay? So it can be like in the center. You can use align item. This is what we use to center it vertically. Align items, you can do something like center. Can you see what this does? It takes the center of this, it aligns the center of this and the center of this together. So you guys can see that both of them are now what? Side by side. This is not whole. I can equally do, I want the two to be at the center, so I can do place items. Why am I using place item? Anytime you're using grid and you want the items to be at the center, you use place items. If you want the items to be vertically arranged, you use align items. So I'm going to pick center here, and then I'm going to save. So do you see what happens? This and this becomes at the center. But I want you guys to check something. The height of this and the height of this, I feel like it's too close, right? What do you think? Yeah, I know you know that it's too close. So for us to create a space in between this, the welcome page and this page, we're gonna go over to address this. We call this what? Uncle to child, because this and this are in the same place. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'll come to my styling, and then I'm going to say dot Ctrl V, and then I'm going to address it. First, I told you guys I want this to be at the center of my page. So in order for it to be at the center of the page, we use text align. Sorry, not text decoration, please. Text align. Text align, you're going to pick center, and oops, it's at the center of my page, right? That's fantastic. So I want the space between here and here to be a little bit much. Now there's something we call, if you have been in my one-on-one class, I've explained what margin padding is. Now let me explain what margin is. Let me explain what padding is. Now I want you to look at something, this box. Okay, I'm going to select something. I'm going to select this image. This image, all right, this is the image. You can see when I put my cursor here, when I'm putting my cursor here, it's showing the external part of the image, but this is my image. Okay, padding is the space. Let me use a text so you get what I'm saying. All right, sorry. Okay, so padding is the space in between your image and the container itself. The blue color, the space after the blue color and the brown color, I mean where the blue color is, where the blue color, the space between where the blue color stops to where the brown color stops is what we call padding. While margin is this external space, or the black space is margin. Then when we talk of border, border is the end of your brown color. Do you get? So this right top, the space in between the right top and this blue here is called padding. External, is selecting. Okay, so the space between this and where the blue stuff ends is what? Padding. Now the black space outside is called what? Margin. Your border was the line where your let me select again. So oh my god, you see, let me do this now. You can see it's showing me margin. So right now the space in between your word and this is what? Is padding. The brown line right now is what? Is margin. Okay, margin is that external space before the link. You can see there is a link here, right? Before this link. So that's margin. Now if you know your padding, you know your margin, you know your grid, and you know your flex, you're good to go with front end. I'm telling you, joke apart. All right, so I want to give space between here. What will I use? Definitely it's going to be margin, because I told you margin is the space between your element and its environment, the outside environment, from the end of your element to the environment. So I'm going to give it a margin of, let's say 50 pixel. Let's see what happens. Oh, margin bottom, please, not total margin, because what I want to address is the bottom of our margin. So what happens, you can see this has come down a little. Let me do this so you can see. If I increase this to 200, I'm using margin bottom because I want to address the bottom. This is top, this is bottom, this is left, and this is right. Margin top, margin bottom, margin left, margin right. So the more bottom margin you give it, the more it goes down. Okay, so right now I want to give it like just 50 or 60 is okay for me. Oh, probably I can give it 80 if I want to. All right, so that is that about that. Right, so the next thing I want to do right now is to introduce my header. So I just introduce this part so you guys can know what you're doing when I ask you to put your image side by side. My header, now this is the head section. What this header does, I've showed you what header looks like. So I want us to bring a logo. If you don't have a logo, don't worry. If you have a logo, please bring it. For me, I'm going to use my brand. Okay, so I'm going to design something. Oh, continue editing. Okay. I'm going to save it to I'm going to save this to Canva. All right, it's saved already. Now if you don't have a logo, you can always create one. Okay, so I don't have anything to upload right now, so I just needed the logo, right? So I'm going to come over to templates, and then I'm going to look for thousands of templates. You can see I'm going to look for logo, brand logo, something. There are people that are really good with Canva. So me, I'm just having this small kind of idea. Okay, so why that is working on our background, why that is working, I don't want us to waste time. We can just start creating something. Now in the header, you have two things basically that is always here. We have a logo, we have a navigations bar. So these are what we call navigation bars, and this is what we call what, a logo. Okay, navigation bar and logo. So what we want to do is also to have a navigation bar and to have a logo. So whenever you want to create, it means this becomes our what, parent container, and the two becomes what, the child container. So this is going to be like a div for what, for our logo, right? For me, I'm going to bring my logo later as an image, so definitely I'm going to use an what, an image tag. Okay, then if you have any question, please always ask me either in the comment section or you ask me in class out. Okay, all right. All right, so that's fine. Okay, now it's showing me this is an error, shouldn't be. All right, so the next thing I want you to do is to, if you don't have Pretty on your VS Code, please at this point I want you to download Prettier. I showed you how to download the extension, right? So download Prettier. Prettier is going to help you a lot, especially when you're coding and you're making mistakes. So that's Prettier. That is how it looks like. Download the one from Prettier itself. Okay, download the extension from Prettier itself. I think I'm having a bad network right now, sorry about that. All right, so after your image, the next thing I want to put, which means this is my logo. I'm going to give you a class of what, logo, because I told you I'm going to design a logo. I want to show you how you can quickly design yours, but that's fine. Now for our navigation bar here, normally we don't usually use div. You can as well use div if you want, but for me, I don't want to use div. What I want to use is what I call nav. So instead of me using div, I'm going to use what, a nav. So this is how a nav, because it's going to anchor all the navigation bars. Okay, so what are navigation bars? They are plainly links. All right, I told you that an anchor tag can be used within your web page to link pages together. It might be within your web, your page, your personal web page, or to an external web page. Okay, so right here we use what we call a nav, and then an anchor tag, and we also have a tag we call UL, which is on order list. What do we use order list for? And on order list, we use them to list an items. I'm going to make an instance. So this is on order list. This one we give like a dot kind of effect instead of 1 2 3, and then we have, whenever you have an order list or on order list, this is an on order this is an order list. We call it order list. This one, we only use this one when we want to list an item as number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, or A, B, C, D. That is when we use this one. But since that's not what I'm doing right now is to is to use a UL, which is order list, on order list. And then the next thing you're going to have is your list, li. List in HTML is known as li. Now I want to copy this li because I'm going to have about 5 stuff. I'm going to do Control Alt arrow down like I told you guys yesterday, and then inside it, sorry, I should have done something, I'm sorry. All right, inside it I'm going to have a link. Why am I putting a link? Because I want to link them to a particular page on a particular section of the page. Remember I told you that this part, they are called what? Navigation bars. We use them to navigate. We use them to navigate to go to different parts. Like this, if I click on this, you can see it's loading. It's going to the workshop part of this entire page. Now you've seen. So we use them to navigate, to move from one place to another. It's a means of movement. You can see it has already shown all of these beautiful things and amazing beautiful things. So basically that's what we want to do. Okay, so right here we're going to use our, after your A you have your href, which is what your attributes. Then we're going to have our, wherever you want it to link to. For us, we want it to link to our about me is what I want you guys to use, right? About me, because I want you to use this project to build your portfolio. Okay, so Control Shift arrow down, we are going to do about me, my works, we're going to have a section for contact me, that's contact. We're going to have a section for resume. We're going to have a section for review. Okay, reviews. All right, so that's all the section we are going to have. That means if we are going to have this section, we are going to have all of this section right in this section. You get what I'm saying? These sections, we are going to link them to each section on our pages. Remember that I told you that the main is going to be linked. The main is going to have sections. So we are going to link this to our each sections on our pages. So that means we are going to have a section about me, a section for work, my work, a section for contact, a section for resume, a section for review. So this intro is going to be a section about me. So I'm going to do this, shift this, and then you're going to put it like this, intro. So this automatically will link, sorry about this, this automatically will link this to this side of our page. Now you can see when we listed it, I told you it's going to come as a dot, so you can see, and then it's having an underline, which means is what is an anchor word tags. So how do we style this? Well, I want you to use you can use an inline for this, and then you can use what we call a flex. So the first thing I want you to do is to remove this dot, remove this underline. So we're going to come here to say UL. We want to address the UL, okay, because it's the UL that causes dot. I told you this UL is called on order list, on order, and it has to do with dot. You want the listing to be having dots per one, so you get what I'm saying. So basically you want to remove it, you say text, list style, meaning the style of your list, you want it to be what? None. All right, you see it's gone, right? It's gone. Sure, it's gone. Now, the next thing you want to do, you want to talk to your A. Why are we talking to our anchor? Because you can see whatever is written in between the anchor tags. Though this li is the parent of the anchor tag, but whatever is written, this resume reviews, is inside the anchor tag. So we want to address the anchor tag. What do we want to tell the anchor tag? We want the anchor tag to remove the underline. To remove underline, we do text decoration. I told you I want text decoration none. So let's see the underline is gone, right? Is also gone. Use text decoration for it. We use color. We have color to be what? White, because that's what we want for all our works. Yeah. So in this scenario now, we want all of this to align together. Okay, we want them to be in one line. So we can either address it to the parent container that, okay, I want all of this to be in a line. If you want, you might leave yours not to be in one line. The choice is all yours. You can style your page however you want it, but for now I want us to still put it at the top. So this whole stuff is inside the nav, right? So let's address the nav right now. So we're gonna come here and say nav. Now if you guys observe, when I was dealing with this, I wasn't putting dots. I wasn't putting dots because I was dealing with a tag, nav tag, u tag, li tag, a tag, not a class. A class is dot. A tag does not need anything dot or whatever. All right, so this nav, I want it to display. What displays does is you are telling your styling how you want it to look like. Okay, so I want it to display inline. Let's see how it looks like. All right, nothing happens. So inline did not work for me right now. If we say inline flex, what does that mean? All right, nothing happens. That's fantastic. Okay, you guys can see that nothing happens. Don't worry, something will happen. All right, so now let's do this. Display, I want it to flex. All right, and I want the direction of my flex direction. I want it to be row, right? Let's see, something must happen. Nothing is happening. Why? All right, nothing is happening. Let's see why nothing is happening. Let's address it to our u. Let's see, something will happen. Something happened. Why? Because I was addressing the grandparent when it is the parent that is anchoring the li. Do you see what I was telling you guys? That is only when you want to address two things. Let's say I want to address this and another thing. I can address the grandparent. But because I want to address just the children, I have to address what? The parent. If you are dealing with children, deal with the parent. If you are dealing with children, go for the parent of that child. Okay? So right now, the parent of li is what? Ui. So you can see it automatically works. Now, if I had done the display of inline, okay, let me pick inline. All right, if I've done this display for inline right here, it won't work. It didn't work. But the moment I did flex, see, it worked, right? Now let's design our logo. When we design our logo, we are going to put it, and that will be the end of this today class. Okay. Let's pick a logo. I haven't seen a logo that I liked. I want a logo that the background color will be black, and I want something unique, beautiful, not too much. Okay, I'm gonna go for this one, and I'm gonna pick to customize it. All right. So the first thing I want to do, they asked if I want to resize, and I'm like, yeah, I want to resize. Okay, I want it to be okay. So this, yeah, please don't mind my logo, okay? I want to control. I want to change it to Omoye. I'll change it to tech. Alright. So basically that's fine. That's fine. So this means that my primary color is black, but my secondary color will be what? Something like gold. I want to. Okay. So let me see. Let me see for the page. Background color. I think that black too is making sense, because I want it to be plain black. Good. Because when I put it on my page, I don't want a situation where the color is going to show. Okay. I think I love this. It's fine. So I'm going to have to download that. I'm going to have to download it. I'm going to pick whatever I want to. You people that tell me what to do. Alright, so while that one is downloading, I'm gonna fix it. So I needed to download it so I can make use of it. It's almost ready. It's not yet ready. Alright, you guys, so I want to increase the size of this. I don't like the way this size is. It's not really, it's not okay for me. Okay. So which one were we? This was it, right? This was it. So the uncle child here. So if you want to increase the size, just say font size. Let's say I want to do it to 40 pixel. You can see it's bigger, right? Let me put it so you guys can see it's bigger. I can equally say I want to change a particular color there if I want to. Welcome to my web page. All right, what else can we do? We can change the text, everything to be capital letter. How can we do that? We'll pick text transform. We want it to be uppercase. Welcome to my web page. It's bigger, it's bolder, it's finer, it's whatever you want it to be. Now my image by this time should be done downloading. Let's go back to our download. Yeah, it is, and I want to pick it with this. So I'm going back to my file folder. I'm looking for the folder. All right, so I'm going to paste this in the image. I'm going to rename this to be mine too. All right, so I'm going to rename this to be logo. Sorry about this. Mine too. No, I want to rename this to be logo. All right, so now we can go over to our project just to bring up our image. I'm thinking of changing this standing image to something like the one I was sitting, but let's deal with the logo first, and then for this we're going to do / assets images, and then I'm picking the logo. Let's see what it looks like. So you guys can see that it is very big, just like what happens to the initial image. So what we are going to do, we are going to reduce the size, so that is the logo image. Okay, so logo, we do this logo dot logo image. What do we want? We want the width. Obviously, yeah, the width is going to be small, right? Let's say 150 pixel. You can see it's so small. I want to change it to 100. Right, I think 100 is okay, or 120. That's fine. So that's fine. My image is showing. So the next thing I'm gonna do is to grid my entire project, to grid these two together. How do I do that? Just like we did for this one and this one, I'm going to come here and address the mother, right? So I'm going to address the header, and I want it, whatever I put here, that is what I'm going to put there. So I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste. Ctrl Z. All right, so I wanted to do the same thing, but I thought of something. I wanted you guys to know the different ways of display. So your display, I want this display to be flex. So now I've saved it. You can see it is, one is up, one is down. I told you when you want to align them horizontally, you use what? Align items. So save that. Can you see they are aligned together? But in this scenario, we want them to be justify content. I want to put space in between them. You can use space around, you can use space whatever. If you want space to be in between, you use in between. If you want space to be around, you use space around, like it's going to be around the entire container. See, you can see there is space. So whichever you want, whichever works for you is fine. Like, and I want you guys to see, you can see that this is written all together. We need to separate it. So how do we do that? We can address it from here. We can use either padding or margin, whichever. Padding works for the write-up and its container. Margin works for the external, for each element, whichever that you want. So let's use margin left. Yeah, margin left. Let's use 10 pixel. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so you guys can see it has given it more space in between. If you want more space, you can just increase the number you picked. So you can equally increase the font, like font size. You can increase it to like 20 pixel. That's if this. Okay, so but I feel like it's even bigger than my image gets, so you can, to your satisfaction, right? So I think that is making huge sense now. Now to align, I mean, this is beautiful. So let's see what we've done so far. Let's see how it looks like. So this is how far we've come today. Tomorrow we shall continue from here. But I want to show you guys something. If I'm to do this, can you see it's taking me to this section? So let's see. Good. Now I want you guys to do me a favor. What is the favor I want you guys to do me? I want to change my image to the second one I picked. So I'm going to go over to my image and I'm going to change it to 2. My 2, yeah, this one. And I'm going to save. What happens? It has automatically changed my image to this one. Okay. So basically, this is how we'll be doing our web page. Gradually we'll get in there. So this is the assignment for you guys. Assignment 2. All right. Assignment day 2. Create an header section of your page. Having navigation bar, sorry about this, but navigation bars. Okay. Have about me section. Comma, populate your about me. I mean, write about yourself. Upload an image of yourself with upload an image of yourself having the same background as your web page. Nobody should use black. Nobody should use black background color. Okay. So basically, what I want you guys to do is to have an about me section. Don't do what I have, do yours separate, do something more sweeter. Have this about me, welcome to my webpage. Talk about yourself right here and put a picture